So, good Friday afternoon, evening to you. And thank you for joining. As you may have heard, I did decide that I was going to chronicle the homeschool journey, our first year homeschooling, uh, using the YouTube platform. It has just been so incredibly exhilarating and exhausting, I admit. Um, Homeschooling and lesson planning. And really making it happen for my 8-year-old daughter, Nature. She is a fourth grader this year. And so today I'm going to talk about materials and process. And what I want to say is there is just an infinite supply of materials online. Some of the stuff is free, some of the stuff you got to pay for. But when it comes to really putting together a great set of lesson plans based around the curriculum that you choose, there's an infinite source, an infinite number of resources. Um, Specifically, though, what I have found to be working just very, very well is the interactive notebook concept, as well as foldables. And so I've used, at this point, we've done foldables on math concepts, on science concepts, even working with things like, prefixes and suffixes. We've constructed an interactive notebook for root words. I think we did 4 or 5 Greek and Latin root words this week. Um, Another thing is cardstock. Michaels has, or AC Moore, wherever it is you like to get your crafty things. You can get cardstock for really, really cheap. And you can get the small packages of cardstock or the packages that have lots of sizes of cardstock in them. And man, I use those for math warm ups, grammar warm ups, and just adding that pop of color. It does something for the teaching environment. I don't know exactly what it does. I just know that it gets me excited about doing the work, and Nature really seems to enjoy, doing assignments. Oh, it's a great big pink piece of craft paper. Yay! It's not a black and white, whatever. Because who says learning has to occur in black and white? Um, I know at the start of the school year, we did obtain a lot of materials from um, Office Max, Office Depot in terms of just $1 everything. But what really blessed me was walking into Dollar Tree and seeing just how tremendously they have expanded their school supply section. And when I tell you they have like the little flag post-it notes, they've got decorative flags, they've got star and bow shaped paper clips. They have all the cute little items that you're spending $2.99, $3.99, and $4.99 on at Target right there at the Dollar Tree in greater quantity. And they say, oh, you get what you pay for, but these kinds of items, you pretty much just want to spend $1 on them. I mean, if I can get a stack of craft post-it notes for $1, then that's better than spending $5 for a stack of craft post-it notes from Office Depot or Target. So definitely check the dollar store if you're looking for supplies. And then I wanted to talk about just a little bit about process. And I think this is really, really important. One thing that we do every single day prior to starting our homeschooling experience is we pray, holding hands. We meditate, and this is something that we kind of rotate and share the responsibility on. My daughter is an excellent guided meditation leader. Who knew? She kind of comes in, she's got you with your eyes closed, and she's leading you through, and you're in the mountains, and you're in the cabin, and oh my God, it's so incredibly relaxing. Or she might have you on a cruise ship, and I'm wondering, like, have you done all these things? Have you been to all these places? So we do the guided meditation, and then we do some stretching, right? Just a little bit, kind of loosen up our necks and kind of really just get things going. And then we go into two of my favorite activities. We do an African proverb, which of course you get these online. She's got this little, and by the way, materials. Get the package of their notebooks, but they're on the outside is color. They're like this big. The outside is color, and then the inside pages are white. I want to say there's like 13 pages in each little booklet. We've used them for all kinds of stuff, and then we just glue them into notebooks, like larger notebooks. Um, But anyway, so she's got one that she does just on her African proverbs. Man, these African proverbs, I mean, we had some this week. If you want to eat an elephant, right, cut it up into little pieces. And she's just catching on. Like, well, that must mean if you've got a really big problem that you want to solve, and she's just, and to get that character development going every day, I mean, she's at the point now where she's memorizing these proverbs, right? Sorry. And the other thing I want to share is I put together a booklet, and I actually think I'm going to get this booklet copywritten. It's called My Student Oath, and it is 12 affirmations for a good school day. And this is just mental conditioning. You know what I mean? Our children need to know, and they need to practice saying what it is that they want to bring about. I enjoy the learning process. My learning capacity is infinite. I have the genius of the creator, right? And so we're kind of framing our day around these affirmations. And then we go into our warm up activities. And so what I typically do is I plan the lesson, right? My daughter's very organized. She likes to write everything down herself in the order that it's going to happen, how many activities for each thing. And then sometimes she likes to kind of do it in whatever order she wants, which I'm fine with. We're spending about 6.5 to 7.5 hours in the course of a school day. So we're getting roughly 35 hours a week of instruction. That includes all the subjects that I mentioned to you before. That includes daily typing. That includes actually her being able to do 35-minute piano lessons during the day. She takes piano anyway. Like, why not build that time into our whatever? We ride our bikes together every day. That includes PE, that includes Spanish, that includes art, that includes music. And then, of course, it includes science projects, history, reading and reading comprehension, writing. She does a daily journal, fundamental, right? Composition notebooks for every subject area. I love those. They're on sale, I think 50 cents at Office Depot. Much, much sturdier than your spiral bound notebooks, which tend to have challenges as they wear. But that journal, oh my gosh, kids really open up on crazy topics like popping out of a toaster. You might get 5 paragraphs, and just really encouraging the development of those writing skills, those creative writing skills, and the ability to just kind of express oneself. And so that's what I wanted to share. That there's a ton of flexibility. It doesn't have to be boring. You can play music, you can change the lighting, you guys can go outside. It's a lot of fun. This week we do demonstrations of learning. We do those every 2 weeks. That might be known as a test, but I don't like that language and I don't like that paper or any of that. So I call it a demonstration of learning. So we do our demonstration of learning review on the Thursday before the Friday that we have the demonstration of learning. And then today, as a treat, it's so funny, we did an African proverb earlier in the week, and Nature told me about a movie I hadn't heard about called Queen of Katwe. Incredible movie. Glad that we had an opportunity to go see that today. So, it gave us much to talk about in the way of everything. Socioeconomic status, history, geography, character development. It was an incredible film. And so begin to think of learning as everything that goes on, not just what can happen in the span of a textbook. And so that is my nugget for this week. I hope that you have a great weekend, and thank you for tuning in.